What's up everybody, another beautiful day in the Dragon Isles, and today I'll be going over what's new for Enhancement in 10.1.5, how impactful these changes are, and a little bit what I think about them. Now first on the talent Brimming with Life, the HP increase now works with or without Ankh being on cooldown, and Brimming with Life is something Shamans have been very vocal about since Dragonflight beta, so I guess it's better late than never. Now I don't have to choose between having Ankh or more health, and they are nerfing Ancestral Guidance a bit, so it's capped at 20% max health per tick per target, just to keep it in line a bit. You will be sorely missed. I loved you. They're also nerfing tier 29 again, the Vault of the Incarnate set, to really make sure it stays dead, which it really hasn't been, and they want to make sure tier 30 from current tier is always an upgrade. However, they are nerfing the AoE part of tier 30's 4-piece bonus from 100% chain lightning damage increase to 20%. Now this is mainly to avoid having players use chain lightning as a part of their single target rotation, but also to rein in our AoE burst a bit, which is still bursty AF with these nerfs. However, due to all of this, they're buffing Lava Lash, Storm Strike, and Ice Strike damage by 20%. And on top of this, they're also buffing our Maelstrom generation a bit from 16% to 20%, mostly aimed at smoothing out Elementalist single target rotation, as Storm really doesn't have Maelstrom issues. But I'm a huge fan of this. It doesn't solve it, but it's the right direction at least. Elementalist needs all the help they can get. Now if they could only give us tier 29 4-piece bonus as a talent, I'd be one happy enhancement slapper. Now these buffs net us between 5 to 6% single target damage increase and like 0.5% less AoE damage overall, if you're looking at a dungeon environment. So all in all, these are great changes. More single target damage is needed, and even though in the grand scheme of rotations, now I don't feel like having to slap in chain lightning in a single target rotation is a bad idea gameplay wise, but it did feel, emphasis on feel, bad with these storm builds whenever you'd proc Ascendancy and you start firing off chain lightnings in all directions on single targets. But like I said, in the grand scheme of things, this isn't super impactful, but it does feel bad and counterintuitive, as you know lightning bolt would deal more damage, plain and simple, and since you're already praying for the procs to happen, and then when they do, you half-ass it with chain lightning, it just, yeah, doesn't feel great. So removing chain lightning from our single target rotation solves that. And for the Elementalist build on single target, pure single target with Elemental Blast, there's a lot of times where you just don't generate enough Maelstrom to both keep Elemental Blast from overcapping charges and spending your empowered chain lightnings and doing the primordial waves, which again led to some feels bad man moments and frustrations. Proc, damn you! Sadly, we will still most likely use chain lightning on single target with Elementalist builds, as the Maelstrom refund is still valuable enough even if the chain lightning itself will hit like an overcooked noodle, as my wife liked to refer to me as. Now I would have much more preferred that instead of nerfing the AoE side of it to achieve this, they'd instead, for example, remove the damage increase part and instead make the refund work on Lightning Bolt, or even better, any spender, because from a gameplay perspective it'd just be so much fun as Elementalist, as it would add so much momentum in its rotation. It was briefly bugged like that on PTR before the tier was released, and it was so much fun to play with. Going from a 10 stacked Elemental Blast into 5 Maelstrom means not only would you be able to get out 3 Elemental Blasts during Wolves with ease, but you'd obviously never need to spend Maelstrom on chain lightning, which you still do, even after the nerf. Ah, a Stankie dream. Now all in all, the changes moves our damage from borrowed power to baseline pure enhancement slapping, which is to be preferred. Regardless, I am happy and kinda hyped for these changes and eagerly waiting on the next major patch update. I have a whole list of hopes and dreams that I know will never happen, but until then we pretend that it might. Go, go, Raid White Wind Fury, go! And that's pretty much it for the 10.1.5 changes for Enhancement slappers. We'll be releasing some updates to my build guides. All of them still work and work well, but there's some optimization that can be made, like no longer using chain lightning on single target with storm builds. Ew. And also just a huge shout out to Fabio and Leilana from the Enhancement Discord for help with the script and answering my dumb questions at any hour. Thank you. Now don't forget the usual stuff, comment, like, subscribe, and make sure to slap that notification bell. And if you want to help support my work, check out my Patreon. As a patron, you get access to the Stankie Discord. You can also get shout out in videos, among other things. There's also pictures of dogs. I also stream progression and testing on Twitch, Stankie Gaming. Feel free to hop on by and spam me with questions. I love answering them, mostly. And yeah, thank you all for watching. I will see you next time.